Welcome to Crushing Kayfabe. My name is Jason Garish. SummerSlam coming up around the corner, August 5th on Saturday, I believe, right? One of the big shows, obviously. I like the little vignettes, the little promos they've been running with the stuff relating to vintage cars and whatnot. That's been pretty cool. I do like that. So far, it's the thing I think I'm most excited to see on the show, as sad as that sounds. Just did the lawn, so I am suffering horribly from allergies right now, but life is what it is. Let's see, we are having another ridiculously hot day in Tennessee, Western Tennessee, unfortunately, and it doesn't look like it's going to get much cooler soon. Man, it's 60s this morning, thank God, though. Gave us a little break. I was able to actually get some stuff done this morning. Able to wake up not sweating and get the lawn done, get some stuff done around the house. But if you're in the heat right now in Western Tennessee or wherever, man, get inside, get around an air conditioner. It's bad. It's been bad for a long time. So we've been out here sweating for a while. But unfortunately, like I said, getting back to wrestling though, SummerSlam coming up. Let's see, what do we got on the card? So far we got the undisputed Universal Champion, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. I still think that Roman Reigns is going to win this. I still think that Cody is going to be the one to take the belt off of Reigns. I think the only reason they had Jey pin him is that little bit of suspension of disbelief, a little bit of doubt in people's minds. And I don't think he's going to win, though. I really don't. I think this kind of reign of terror from Roman Reigns is going to continue for a little while now. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Cody's got to win this. Cody has to win this just to make him look stronger, make him look better. I think this is probably going to be a pretty good match. I think Brock respects Cody enough to let him actually wrestle. So because if Brock doesn't want to wrestle, he won't. You can tell he actually respects Cody though, and I think he wants to put him over. So I think Cody wins this, and I think it makes Cody look that much stronger. World Heavyweight Championship, Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. This is one of the ones that I'm most torn over. Because we got that little bit of hint about tension being in the Judgment Day, and we also got some hints kind of outside of wrestling that Seth is hurt and that he's banged up. So I'm wondering if they're going to put Finn on, or I should say, let me change that. I wonder if they're going to put the belt on Finn and then have Damian Priest take the belt off of him. I'm definitely wondering if that's going to be the storyline. And I kind of hope, part of me hopes they don't do that because, if they, right now the Judgment Day is one of the few interesting things going on. I think if they did that, they'd have to kick out Finn. I don't want to see him completely dissolve Judgment Day because, look, you got Dominic, you've got Rhea, and you've got Damian. They're all red hot right now. So, if anything, Finn's the odd man out in that one. So, if they do it, it might end up being a feud between Damian Priest and Finn. Man, how powerful would the the Judgment Day be with another belt, though? Man. Then we got the Women's Championship. Asuka versus Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair. I think this is going to be a great match. I really do. All three of these women can wrestle big time. Who's coming out of this? I know who I'd like to see. I'd like to see the belt back on Belair. I don't think Asuka's doing a whole lot with this run, and I'm not really liking this. And I'm a fan of Asuka. I just think that this run has been sort of lackluster. I'm not a big fan of it. And I don't like her current character. I think it's kind of horrible. I'd like to see him put back on Belair, and maybe they realize that they made a mistake and and put it back on Belair. Or maybe they'll put it on Charlotte and have a feud between her and Bianca. I don't know. They definitely hinted at some tension between Bianca and Charlotte with the tag team matchup and whatnot. So, and I wondered, Io Sky, how she's going to play into this, because she still has the Money in the Bank briefcase. So that could be interesting too. But my gut tells me they're going to put it back on Belair, and maybe, I don't know, Io could probably try to cash in and not be successful. I don't know, or maybe she could hang on to it a little bit longer. I mean, there have been cases where people have held on to the belt for a very long time. Intercontinental let's try that again. Intercontinental Championship. Gunther versus Drew McIntyre. I say keep the belt on Gunther on this, because he's brought so much prestige to the belt. Maybe continue the feud with him and McIntyre. I don't think they should put the belt on McIntyre, and I don't think they will. That's just me. Logan Paul versus Ricochet. This is going to be a crazy match. This is going to be a spot fest right here, but I think it's going to be a real fun match. I don't even know if I care who wins that, to tell you the truth. I'm not real crazy about both guys. I like the direction they've been going with Ricochet. I think finally Ricochet. Holy cow. I will be able to speak hopefully during before the end of the podcast, hopefully. Not to mention there's a fly in here that's driving me nuts. There's one lone fly that's buzzing around me. Ricochet versus Logan Paul. I mean, you could go a few different ways with this storyline. You could have Logan Paul beat him and then have like a couple more matches between these two. I'd like to see a series between these two. I think that would be great. Both these guys can be incredible. And I like the little spot between Logan Paul and Ricochet when Ricochet did that little somersault out of the ring. That was wild. I mean, that's the stuff that Ricochet needs to be doing. He looked incredible doing that. I mean, and you think he's finally learning how to speak. So this could be good. I to be honest with you, I'd like to see this continue. So I really don't even care who wins. Who do I think will win? I'm gonna say Ricochet. I'm gonna say Ricochet wins it. Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler. Baszler needs to win this. From what I understand, Ronda's walking away for a little while, and that she specifically requested putting Shayna over on the way out. Whether that's true or not, whether that's speculation, I don't know. Whether that's just rumors, but I hope that's the case, because I'd like to see Shayna win this. And Shayna has been looking really good since she's kind of stepped away. She looks like she has new purpose, and man, she's been found. If I could find the way to speak, she's found her voice, I think, finally. Let's put it that way. Like, I'd like to find my voice. I think she's coming into her own in this, and I think Shayna could be a big star if she continues on the path of what she's doing. You know, she's cutting these impassioned promos. She's doing this cool stuff, and finally she's being kind of the Baszler that I think everyone thought she was going to be when she came up from NXT. So I want to see her win. I want to see Ronda put her over. I think this is going to be good just because they're such good friends and have such good chemistry together that I think the two of them are going to be able to put on a hell of a match. And I think that Ronda's going to want to make Shayna look amazing. So I think that this is going to be a good match. We got SummerSlam Battle Royale. LA Knight and Sheamus versus the 20-man competition. Oh, man. I don't even have all the contestants in front of me, so I have no freaking clue. I don't know. Jeez. What else we got? We got Tag Team Championships, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Judgment Day. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn need to retain, I think. Unless they put the belts on Damian Priest and Mysterio for a limited time and have Zayn and Owens pursue them. That might be a way to go, too. Because I'd heard that Owens is injured from what I understand. So he might be looking to take some time off. So they might just pull the trigger and put them on Judgment Day. And that would make them... That stable would be crazy strong if they did that. So I'll go out on a limb and predict that they do that. Let's see, we got Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez. This got to be a slam dunk. I'm sorry. Rhea's got to win that. She has to. I think they'd be stupid to put that belt on Rodriguez right now. I really do. United States Championship, Austin Theory versus Santos Escobar. That's a tough one. That's another tough one. I think it's going to be a great match. I think both these guys can work well together. I think they're going to put on a heck of a match. Escobar, I think, is going to look good, and Theory in the end is going to retain. That's just my opinion, unless they want to bring Escobar up. I'd like to see Escobar win it, just see him brought up and have the LWO, because they are LWO right now is one of the top merch movers in the WWE, so it wouldn't surprise me if they did put on Escobar, but I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna keep it on Theory, but I would like to see him put on Escobar, see how far he can go with it, see what kind of prestige he can bring to the belt, because a lot of people are kind of tired of Theory right now. And maybe they need a change for him to change things up, because he's not getting over. People just are apathetic, unfortunately, towards him. And that's sad, because I really still believe that Austin Theory is the future of WWE, but they need to book him better, because this booking currently is not doing anything for him. You know, it's sink or swim, and right now he's kind of sinking. Definitely wouldn't categorize him as swimming, that's for sure. Let's see. Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus. Becky has to win that. Not that, because what was the stipulation that she would have to get a tattoo or something? Becky's got to win that. It's just dumb. I mean, it's a dream match for a lot of people, but not for me, because once again, Stratus has been kind of lackluster, and Becky Lynch has not been the performer that she was, unfortunately. She looks almost sickly. Man, this fly is trying to, just wants to dive bomb weird during the whole podcast. You know, I'm not gonna try to pull a Steve Austin cut promo on it. I wouldn't even attempt that right now. That would be silly and that'd look stupid. So let's just let him be, and hopefully they'll let me be. But tighten this mic stand up too, so it's not bouncing all around. But yeah, those are kind of my predictions for SummerSlam. I think it's going to be a solid show. I don't think it's going to be a great show, but I think it's going to be a good show. What else we got coming up, man? We got, as far as AEW, another solid episode of Collision. We didn't see the team of Cole and MJF beat FTR. FTR retained, but Simon leads me to speculate what they're going to do in the future here for this team, if they're eventually going to have MJF turn on him and on Adam Cole. That's going to be interesting to see. Are they going to keep this together? The vignettes and everything, the interaction between these guys is highly entertaining, and I really enjoy it. Great chemistry together, and I think Adam Cole looks much more believable in a tag team than he does solo, because the guy is so small. I mean, he just doesn't look like sometimes he belongs in the ring. It's bad, despite the fact that he is such a great wrestler. It's just not believable. So you put him into a tag team with a guy like MJF, and I think that makes it not only more entertaining but more believable. So I hope that they keep these guys together for a while now, and I hope that they continue to do this, because I'm being entertained. I enjoy it. You know, they've basically turned MJF babyface, so in the whole process with, you know, being with Adam Cole, you know, so like I said, I'm hoping they do this for a little while longer. You know, and they said, what did they say? Friends forever despite failure. And Collision, in my old stomping grounds, Hartford, Connecticut, in the Excel Center. It's sad because watching it, I could recognize. I remember sitting there. I could remember seeing the steps and everything. That was kind of a little cool trip down memory lane. I've been to a lot of events in the Excel Center, so that was pretty cool watching that. But we'll see where this whole team up goes. You know, we had another interesting promo from CM Punk, and he finally revealed what he had in the bag, which we knew all along. We knew he had the belt in there, the championship belt, and I think they're going to keep this belt around. I really do, and kind of treat it as like the FTW belt, not quote unquote unsanctioned belt kind of thing. Because I do think that with the giant roster that AEW has, I do think that they need belts. They do need belts to put on people. And it's looking more and more like this is going to be kind of a true brand split with some crossover like MJF, Adam Cole, that type of thing. The people that can stomach Punk are going to show up on Collision with the regulars on Collision, like the House of Black, which that whole House of Black trios thing only appearing on Collision kind of confounds me, because if they're the trios champions, you look at some of the other trios. I mean, who's one of the main trios? It's going to be the Elite. They won't be showing up on Collision. So how's that all going to work out? Is the House Black going to have to show up on other shows now? I don't know. You know, and I don't think Alistair or Malachi, wants to do that. I think he's friends with Punk, and I think he wants to stay on Collision. So we'll see. Interesting though. Like I said, great promo from Punk. Spray painted an X on the World Championship belt. I like this. I like where this is going, but then again, I'm a Punk mark, so I'm kind of biased. Sorry. I love the new shirt, by the way. I want one of those. I love the new shirt, and I liked how it said on the back there, "I'm a Collision guy." I thought that was hilarious. I think that shirt though is only available at live events, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think if it's even available. I don't think they're selling that in Shop AEW. I could be wrong, but I do love that shirt, and I love his new shirts. But like I said, I'm biased. I'm a Punk guy. I'm a Collision guy. Sorry. But yeah, like I said, really cool seeing them in Hartford, WWE territory. Obviously, that was pretty cool. But we'll see where this kind of goes along. You know, what else kind of happened? We saw the Taya Valkyrie take on Britt Baker on, was that on Dynamite or was that on Collision? Jeez, I'm mixing the shows up now. A little sloppy, man. Taya doesn't look as good in the ring as she used to. She looks like she's lost a step or something. Like the timing with all of her opponents seems to have been off. I noticed that with Sky Blue, and I noticed that with Britt Baker. I don't know if it's her opponents or if she's just maybe there's something I missed. But man, there's been some ugly stuff in both those matches. Wow. I don't know whose fault that was as far as timing goes, but was kind of lackluster both efforts. But hey, what else we got going on? Obviously, we got All In coming up, and that's not until the 27th of August, though. But that's gonna be good. AEW always puts on great pay-per-views. Too long, but they always put on very good pay-per-views, I will say. And that's gonna be at Wembley, so that'll be interesting to see. I think the British fans are just gonna go absolutely nuts for AEW. They've been really good. Obviously when WWE was in there, even when I used to watch old TNA shows where they'd show up in Britain, some great crowd responses. So I don't know if they're just like starving for wrestling. I know they have a lot of wrestling over there, but who knows? They're just starving for WWE and AEW. I don't know. It's crazy, but always good fan response there. Always. So it should be a great show. Hopefully, I'll get to see it. It's kind of iffy with the AEW pay-per-views. They're just so expensive. What are they, like $59, $60 now? And that's just way too much. I mean, at least with the WWE pay-per-views, which they don't even call pay-per-views anymore. I forget what they call them, but are they premium events or something along those lines? At least that only cost me, whatever Peacock costs, and I was getting that at this kind of rate for a while there. $50, $60 is just way too much right now for a wrestling pay-per-view. I'm sorry, with all of the options for entertainment out there and all the wrestling options out there, we haven't even gone into Impact, NWA, all of the local federations, which I wish I had time to go into, because there's some great wrestling here in Tennessee that I would love to focus on. I would love to focus on some local stuff, but it just isn't enough time in the day, unfortunately, for it. Just not enough programming time. I'd have to go do hour-and-a-half long show, and I'd have to go to multiple shows to cover just what's going on. But hey, that kind of wraps up my time. Don't forget to check us out on patreon.com. Just $1 a month, and you can get this show ad-free. And I think that's pretty cool. You can get the video or the audio or both, whatever you want, and you'd be supporting the show, help keep these lights on. These lights aren't cheap. And please check us out on patreon.com, Crushing Kayfabe, crushing with a K. Check us out on crushingkayfabe.com. Once again, crushing with a K. On social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If it's social, we're on it. YouTube, check us out on YouTube. Every week this goes onto YouTube, so every week we have a show. It goes onto YouTube, so check us out onto YouTube. And to kind of finish things out, I'd like to give props out to Then and Now in downtown Trenton, Tennessee. And not only do they have some great local vendors there, but you can also buy stuff from me too. You can get my CDs down there. You can get some handcrafted items from my wife there. So check them out. Go down to Trenton. I should say, go down to Trenton, the square in Trenton. Go Then Now. Check them out and tell them that Crushing Kayfabe sent you. So check us out there. And not only do we sell items there, but August 12th I will be performing there. So I'll be there pretty much all day long. Get there early, and then come say hi. Say you heard me on Crushing Kayfabe and you knew about the show August 12th. So check us out August 12th at Then Now, downtown Trenton in the square. Okay. What else we got going on? Once again, as always, send prayers and thoughts out to the Ukraine. Find legitimate organizations, donate to them. Those people need it, and like I said, prayers and thoughts going out to them. But as every week, thank you for tuning in. God bless, and be safe out there. All right, everybody. Thank you.